This week we did a big grocery shopping at Costco, so I have to process all the food that we bought there. When I wash the strawberries, I like to soak them and use some vinegar. So this one is poisonous to the chickens, the strawberry leaves, so I'm not going to give it to them. That's gonna go into the compost. And for these, I can recycle them, but I like to reuse them and repurpose them before I recycle them. When the boys are going to camp, that's how I pack the food. My younger son was sick this week and he had to take antibiotic because he had a cyst. I bought some coconut water because those are excellent electrolytes, and I got some sauerkraut to repair his gut, and I have some frozen items like salmon. It is cheaper to buy frozen than the fresh one. The frozen blueberries, cherries and tropical blend, they are actually sweeter after they are frozen, so we like to eat them as a snack and we use them in smoothies. And I have some broccoli. Once the strawberries are clean, I'm adding some paper towel to the bottom of my zwilling dish, adding 2 pieces of wooden stick, absorb the extra moist, and then I'm pumping out the oxygen from the dish. So the food will stay fresh up to 5 times longer that way. And I have some extra strawberries. I'm just going to chop them up because I'm sure we're going to eat that today. And for the rest, I'm going to chopping them into itty bitty pieces and adding some coconut sugar on the top. And that will be for the strawberry shortcake I want to make later on. The rainbow cherries are our favorite because I think it's a little bit sweeter than the red one. We bought this cold cut variety pack because that way we don't get bored of one kind. I really like that it contains 3 different kinds of cold cut. And we got this sausages. That's my oldest son's favorite. It's got little apple pieces in there. And then I bought some ham and then another sausage that we like to barbecue. Once I separated the packages, they are going into the freezer. And as for the ham, sometimes I freeze it, but today I'm just gonna put it into the refrigerator because we're going to make lots of sandwiches this week. There are 3 ways I like to clean the vegetables and the fruits. I like to use baking soda or salt. Those are mostly for root vegetables, but for fruits I like to use the vinegar because it kills the bacteria that makes them rot faster. And since my younger son was sick, I really wanted to make him feel a little bit better, so I'm making his favorite. So we bought some ribs and I'm peeling some garlic, I'm adding some bay leaf, and then to have a best result, I always like to cook this on a low temperature for a long time, for about 3 hours, and then we're going to throw it on the barbecue or pop it into the oven. I don't think I have to explain this one. It's crunchy, it's sweet, it's gluten and dairy free. This tasty cracker is infused with some herbs, and I love how flaky it is as it breaks, and it is also gluten free. like to use jars for snacks, and I have 4 of these jars, so that's my limit, how many crackers or different kinds of snacks we can have at home on the shelves. And I like to use the jars because, one, I get to see what I have and I can categorize them, and that way I can locate them easier. Also, it protects the quality, so no matter how much I roll it back, it will never be the same then with this seal, and also the ends cannot get in there as well. I like to use the jars. I have some bigger ones for the flowers and then for the dried goods, but for snacks I find this size is just better because we like the variety, and then I like to change it up a little bit. Usually I prefer the bulk and I like to separate them, but that's the only thing I like to buy in a separated little packaging, and I do recycle them after we used them. But the reason I like it, because that way I can freeze them. If I freeze the container that is bigger, and then you can just carve out some serving sizes, they go brown very quickly and fast. So this one actually worth for me to buy this little portioned ones because it doesn't get brown, and we can adjust more to our needs how much we need, because sometimes we eat more, sometimes we eat less. But this one seems to be working for us the best, to not to have any waste with the guacamole, and I can freeze them as well because they just stay nice. I mean, avocado is something I couldn't freeze in the past, but once I find these smaller individual packages, that has been solved because I eat it right away. And this is a really nice snack. They love to eat this after school with some guacamole. It's just a perfect combination of these two. We compared many places where the banana would be the cheapest, and again Costco wins, so we always buy it there because we make a lot of smoothies. And then I bought some mango because they were so ripe, they were golden yellow and soft, so they will be very tasty. But we also have these shelves to ripen all the fruits and avocado there. It's just a nice place and it comes very handy, but also they have time to ripen, and it is healthier to eat them when they more ripe. Besides the excellent price, these dates are so huge and juicy, so I like to put whatever fits into the jar, and the rest I will just process it right now, and I'm pretty sure it will be gone before I can blink, because it's just the best sweetener for any kind of snacks. The leftover dates, a little bit of a shredded coconut flakes, and some vanilla flavor.
Oh, no.
Canned salmon, as for a backup, I can make some patties out of it, or just eating it straight up if I need something right away and I don't have time to cook. And while I was packing away the rest, the ribs got done. And as for next, I've been using this for years, so I was very excited to see them at Costco. I got some vegetables, so with the ribs, I'm going to make some French green beans. I got some cucumbers. When I buy the cucumbers from Costco, that's when I do a little bit more than just having it as a side dish. If I go to Costco and I grab the 3-piece, one piece entirely used to make a Hungarian cucumber salad, and then the second one is gonna be in another different type of salad. I like to mix it with some onion and tomatoes and such. Sometimes there's a fast kimchi that I like to prepare with that, and then the third one is for just a side dish. I got Brussels sprouts. My family eats that, but if I make it more than every third week or once a month, then they don't want to eat that. So I know what's their limit with that. So I'm going to separate this into 2 separate serving. And also I like to blanch the vegetables because it keeps the vitamins in there and minerals, and then it keeps the color nicer and it doesn't get squishy on the next day. For the meat, I always buy the turkey, the ground turkey at Costco. And this is an excellent filler for the soups. If I want to make a dumpling in there or some kind of meatball, I like to use that one. Kids recently preferred this one over the beef in the spaghetti, so I try to rotate the meat. So Monday we have a beef, and then maybe Tuesday we have a salmon, and then Wednesday we have a turkey. So that way it kind of gives more variety how to eat and what to eat without too much time invested in meal planning. Although I wanna meal plan a little bit more, because I think we can just add new recipes that way and not just get stuck into the same routine. As for meat, we like to buy it from a farm. So we have a half a cow in the freezer in the garage, and then we have some of the pork in there, and then chicken is something I buy from the store because I couldn't find the source locally. And then also if I buy a whole chicken, I know it's cheaper, but I find that it requires to be more organized, I guess, how to use it, because then I have to make a soup, and I don't always have the time to make the soup from the back of the chicken, and then from the thighs I can bake something. So that is something I like to do because I think it's cheaper that way, but also it's easier to cook if it's all chicken breast or it's all chicken thighs. It's just easier on the time management. As for the sausage, so recently in Costco, I don't know what happened. They had so many amazing sausages that we were able to buy because we have to be gluten and dairy free, and it was super helpful. I just plop the sausages into the oven and then it's done. But recently they started to add Parmesan cheese and then some kind of other cheeses to the meat, and I do understand it makes it more juicy, but that went out on the window. Like 6 or 7 different kind of sausages that I was able to buy before, now I can't because they put the cheese in it. So grocery is getting very expensive, so I'm trying to do my best with organic wise, but like the avocado, today I choose the non-organic one because avocado has a thick skin that I can peel off, and then it's not on the dirty dozen, so I thought maybe it's a little relief with the budget. But like strawberries, blueberries and such, 100% I just only want to buy organic one. Yeah, so what I like about Costco, every single time I look up an item and try to compare, Costco always wins. So we did that like over almost 2 decades. We tried to compare, okay, maybe that one is cheaper, but always Costco comes out on the end on the better price So I don't question them anymore. If I see something, I know it's a good deal and I know it will be gone fast. So I saw this dishcloth, the Swedish dishcloth, and I have another one that I like. I used to use the Japanese one, which is, it has charcoal in it. I can squeeze it out very well and it's absorbent and it doesn't get stinky because of the charcoal in it. So I really love that one. The only thing is that it slightly takes off a little bit less water from the countertop. So this one makes the surface a little bit more dry. And then if you have the countertop, like what I do, is a cork? I think so. Well, it's a shiny one, okay? A shiny kind. Then, you know, if you want to have a clean countertop, you have to completely wipe off any water, otherwise it will show. So I got this one and I really like the pattern. I mean, I usually prefer the ones without pattern, and the reason for that, the ones that have the pattern on it, because the paint is on it, it doesn't absorb as well, absorb as well as the ones without any painting. However, when I saw, ooh, that's a lot. How many is in there? But there's a lot in there. I thought there's just only few because I saw these patterns. So I thought they only have 4 in there, and I think it was $9.99 or something along the lines. So 4 different kind of pattern on it, and then each pattern has 4 pieces in there. That's a very good deal. So the reason I picked that one, because the print is not as thick on it, so I think it will absorb the water very well, unlike the one that has a strong paint on it. This is the one I bought from a local store, and this has 10 pieces in there, and this one, I mean, they are big bags, but only 10, and this one has 20, and this is from Costco, and they pretty much had the same cost, so it was half of the price at the Costco. For next, I'm going to empty out these tea bags, and I'm just going to cut them up and just refill this jar. And I like this dark jar because it keeps the flavor and the color from the sunshine and then from the light. And this is the tea strainer that we like to use for that. The reason I like to take this out, because I don't know, I don't trust that material. It looks like, you know, kind of like a plastic something. I'm pretty sure they're trying to do it from something like, or I don't know, I have no idea. It's better to safe than sorry, since I'm not really familiar with this type of material. I think especially because I use hot water. And this is pretty much full, so as you can see, there's a lot of tea in this bag, and I have a couple of leftover. I'm just going to put this one back into the bag, and then in a couple of days I can just finish the refill for that. I love this sauce so much because it has a beautiful bright color, so that means the tomato was really ripe when they harvested, and then the spice combination is just perfect, so I always get these when I go to Costco. Also, I like to use this on top of the pizza and such. today I'm continuing with the process of the grocery haul, and I've got some party wings, or what's it called, chicken wings, and I don't normally buy this one, just on occasions when we're really craving it. And I'm going to bake these today, but even if I wouldn't, I would marinate them in the same sauce. And for a faster marinating, I like to use my ZWILLING dishes, because as I pump out the air, it opens the pores and the flavor goes in there faster. This sauce from Costco is something I like to use on ribs and on these chicken wings. For next, I'm going to prepare the chicken breast. First, I'm going to wash it, and then I'm going to wipe it dry with some paper towel. And then I like to use wax paper to separate them if they go into the freezer. I like to make thin slices, especially if I know I'm going to have a busy week, because it's just faster to cook. I'm going to make shish kebab from that one, and I'm going to make schnitzels from this one. And I can freeze it if I don't have time to get around to make that, but for now I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and then this is what we're going to eat tonight. I remember we used to eat these with some blue cheese dip, but I don't really remember how it tasted like. I mean, I remember a little bit, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to recreate something similar, and this one works really well. I used some mayo, and then I have this cashew yogurt, so that will help to thin it up. I'm going to add some dill to it, that will give this tangy taste. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, that should be good. Let's find the mixer thingy. Now that all the grocery has been processed, and while the boys are working outside, I'm gonna go down to the studio to start a fun project. It's such a fun time of the year. There are so many baby showers and bridal showers where I get to go, and it's so much fun to create some presents for them. thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for all the letters and all those sweet gifts that you guys have sent. And as much as I appreciate every single thing, please guys, don't feel like you have to send me anything. I'm really good, and I know how expensive the mailing can cost, and plus what it costs to buy these things. So just so you know, I really appreciate that. And thank you so much again. Thank you for everything from the bottom of my heart. See you next time. Bye.